Villa Road in Long Beach is where Tony Gwynn grew up. Today, Tony Gwynn passed away at the age of 54. He fought cancer since 2010 and lost his battle today. He will be missed in the baseball community, and he will be missed by me. I got the chance to work with Tony Gwynn in San Diego on some Padre telecasts. Here's a picture of us with Mark Grant back in 2009. And when you talk about Tony and his baseball career, quite amazing. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2007. Got his first hit on his major league debut. That was July 19th, 1982. And he got that last hit, 3,141, against Colorado in 2001. Tony, he was a singles hitter. He was a guy when it came to baseball. He worked harder than anyone at his game, but he didn't let his game define him. He was a fabulous basketball player at San Diego State, as well as a baseball player. He is remembered today by so many, not only in San Diego, but in the baseball community. And I wanted to read a tweet from his son, Tony Gwynn Jr., who plays for the Phillies. He said, "Today I lost my dad, my best friend, and my mentor. I'm going to miss you so much, Pops, but I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to make you proud." So I thought that was super special that Tony could share that with the rest of the world today, guys.
Yeah, today is a very sad day, and we were fortunate, Jenny, you were very fortunate, as you mentioned, to work with Tony, because Huey, we would always look forward to going to San Diego to talk with Tony. He became a fellow broadcaster, but even when he played, he had the time for everybody, and he truly was a humble superstar, and a very bright guy, and astute about so many things, and to be gone at 54 is just tragic.
You know, I heard about it this morning, and it was just so sad, because playing against him, he's one of those players that you just admire from afar, but he's even nicer when you play against him, if that makes sense, because he treated you as an equal. It wasn't because he was so much better hitting than everybody else that he made you feel bad. I remember a time when I was with the Angels in '99. We were playing the Padres, and it's one of my cherished pictures. And to think about Tony Gwynn standing at third base talking to me, it's one of those pictures that I have signed in my den that still to this day is one of my most favorite.
Absolutely. And Walt naturally was asked, as everybody around baseball was, about memories, and Walt, like you, their careers overlapped, and he said, you know, Tony was on second quite a bit. So I would get to visit with him, and he goes, I was just thrilled that he knew who I was. I mean, that's the humility of Walt also, but that's Tony. And back then, I mean, you played in that era where guys didn't fraternize as much as they do now, but here's Tony. Everybody knew he was going to the Hall of Fame, and yet he was such an affable guy also.
Right, because he always had the big smile. He was always willing to share information with you, because he was the first guy that really broke down the video. He would go look at his swing and roll it back and look at it. And so now video is so prevalent in the game that everybody uses it. But Tony was really the guy that set the bar for everybody to start doing it.
What a special relationship he also developed late in Ted Williams' life with the splendid Splinter, and those two could talk baseball. And of course, it's 20 years ago that Tony nearly hit 400, and who knows if he would have. The season ended because of the strike, and Tony was hitting 394.
I still think back to that All-Star game in Boston when Ted Williams came out, and it was Tony and Ted together, and he threw the ceremonial first pitch, and they were walking off the mound together.
Yeah, Tony kind of held him up, obviously.
Yeah.
Ted was frail at that point.
I mean, two of the best hitters in the game.
Of all time.
Yeah.
You ran a stat at me, you and Cody, your son Cody's with us on this trip, and you ran a stat that is mind-boggling.
So Tony Gwynn hit 338 in his career. He had 9,288 at-bats. So he would have to go 0 for 1,183 to fall below 300.
Repeat that again.
0 for 1,183, or 0 for 2 years to still fall below.
And he'd still basically be a Hall of Famer.
Yes. Tony used a very small and light bat. It was 33 inches, 30 ounces. It wasn't very big, but he could wait so long. And remember, early in his career, he was a guy that could steal a lot of bases.
He stole over 300 bases in his career, had more than 50 one season. And, you know, he could hit the ball out of the ballpark, too, if necessary. I mean, he just was phenomenal. And I like on his spikes later on in his career, he had embroidered on the flaps that go down on the spikes, 5.5 hole, just to remind him
he's the guy that invented that nickname because he used it and wore it out so much between the third baseman and the shortstop.
We'll have a lot more reflections on Tony throughout the evening, and Jenny will share more, and we'll hear from some Rockies as well on the passing of Tony Gwynn today at the age of 54.
True ambassador to baseball.
He did a nice job coaching San Diego State also. Head coach there since 2002, his alma mater. I told somebody today, and Jenny mentioned it, a lot of folks don't realize he truly was a tremendous college basketball player. One of my partners on the Fan, Scott Hastings, who you know well, Scott at Arkansas played against Tony when Arkansas played San Diego State. He, to this day, the all-time leading assist man in the history of San Diego State Aztec basketball.
And that was his first love.
It was.